Hey everyone, this is Marco from GQAC.net. I'm going to be reviewing the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play. You're probably asking yourself why we're reviewing a cell phone on a video game site. Well, it's because this is the first cell phone that is PlayStation certified, as well as has a PlayStation feel to it. Also, the first cell phone that has buttons for video games. And these are dedicated, by the way. So we'll get started here. The phone itself has the standard buttons that a PlayStation would have, as well as the standard D-pad. It has the menu button, the start select button, and the thumbsticks, which are touch. As soon as you slide it open, it goes to the Xperia Play menu, which shows some of the games that you've downloaded. In this case, I have Asphalt, Bruce Lee, FIFA, I believe that's Madden, that's Star Battalion. The phone itself is a pretty big phone. It's not exactly a small one. The bottom half is actually lighter than the top half, so when you're playing, it feels like it's going to drop out of your hands. It does have the left and right bumpers for video games. I have pretty big hands, and it's kind of uncomfortable to play because it feels like it's going to fall out of my hand. You also look on the back. There's a 5 megapixel camera with an LED flash, and in the front there is a 0.3 megapixel VGA camera for video calling. The phone itself is using something called Timescape, which is specific only to Sony Ericsson. Basically, anything you do will be registered on the front page. If you scroll, you see the PlayStation Pocket application. Right now, there's only Crash Bandicoot for this. You can buy other games, but this is what comes on the phone. But PlayStation Pocket means is that it's a game that's actually on PlayStation, and it's brought to the phone. You swipe, you'll see your standard widgets for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, sound, and options. And you'll see your music widget with your photo widget, which I think is pretty cool. If you look, you can actually scroll through your photos and then take one and zoom up on it and go back and whatever you want to do. Now you're going to press the home button. Now another problem with this phone, the buttons do not have any lights. Same with this. They do not have any lights. So in the nighttime, it's very hard to play or to see or to do anything with it. It's one of the snappier Android phones that I've used. I don't like Android at all. I'm an iOS man, but I like this phone. It's very fast, very snappy. It has a lot of very good, menu options as well. And the menu as well is very fast. The keyboard on this is just like any other keyboard. Let me show you here. It's the same as any other Android device. Same touch stuff. Just, I don't know. I don't like the Android keyboard at all, to be honest. The phone, the dial pad is very, very big. It's easy to use, and I like the fact that it does have, the A, B, C, E, F, G, like all those things, because some touchscreen phones don't have that. The speaker itself on the phone for loudspeaker is very loud. For music, it's very loud. If you're playing a video game, it's not loud at all. It's actually quite low. That kind of bothers me because even if you're by yourself in your room or whatever, you're just playing a video game, you kind of want to listen to the music, listen to the sound, listen to what's going on with it. And it's very hard to critique video games when the sound sucks. So this phone, the build quality, again, it feels kind of cheap. Because it is a glossy kind of black, it just doesn't feel proper. But it does feel a little bit heavy in your hand. So depending on the way you like phones, some people like them lighter, some people like them heavier. Depends on what you want. The 3.5 multimeter jack is on the side, which it's kind of stupid because most people who put their phones in their pockets put it like this, so it should be on the top. On the top, speaking of which, you're going to find the power button, which if you press it, turns the screen off, and you press it again, and it turns it on. It does have an indicator light on it that shows when your phone is charging, when your phone's dying, when you have a message waiting, or whatever. Again, if you turn your phone to the side, you see the left or the right buttons, and you also see the volume up and volume down. This charges via standard micro USB port. There is no mini HDMI on this phone like there should be. The next one hopefully does have one. There's two microphones on this phone. There's one on the bottom, and there is one on the back near the camera. It's very hard to see right over there. Now, if we take the back cover off of this phone, the battery is a very big battery. It's a 1500 milliamp battery, which probably will last for about 6 hours of talk time on 3G and 8 hours on 2G. The standby time is about 3 days. Realistically, it's about a day or two. It's nothing huge. It's the same as every other phone. When you're playing video games, it says 20 hours. It's definitely not 20 hours. It's maybe about 5 or 6 because the games do take a lot of graphical capability. The overall verdict of this phone, it's a really good phone. It's very solid, but it does feel a little bit cheap. If you're not a video gamer, this phone's not for you because realistically, that could be your keyboard, but instead, it's a control for video games. The games, the first-party games, really aren't that good, unless you're playing things like Bruce Lee, which is a really good game, or things like Asphalt. These are games that are designed for the Xperia Play. They're made for this phone. Some other games like FIFA and Madden are not made for this phone. So when you play them, they're kind of broken. And they use both touchscreen and the buttons to play. And it's just not a good combination at all. It's very laggy, it's just not possible. It's not a good play at all. Games like Crash Bandicoot, awesome. But that's because Crash Bandicoot is made by PlayStation, by Sony, and they know how to make it for their own stuff. My verdict, the verdict of GQAC.net is this gets a 4 out of 5. Reason being is because, again, the quality is not that good for what it feels like. The battery is not bad. The gameplay itself is pretty cool, depending on what game you play. Again, these are all first-party games coming out. First-party. These are all first launch games coming out. So they're not really that good. The camera, horrible. No point in using it. The front camera, don't get me started because it looks gray. There's no lights. But the phone is fast. If you like Android, this is a good Android phone. If you like PlayStation, amazing phone. If you want to use it for music as well, speaker's not bad. It's pretty good. Headphone jack kind of bothers me, but that's me. For a full written review, please go to www.gqac.net and there's a full written review. If you have any questions, leave one in the comment box or sign up to the website and leave a message, leave a comment. We'll get back to you. Take care. Have a good one.